Hey, can I show you a weird video from Rachel Notley? Check this out. It's a greeting to Muslims on their holiday of Eid al-Adha. That's not weird in itself. Politicians always send out holiday greetings to every possible religious group. But check out her hijab. Why is she wearing a hijab? She's not Muslim, and she's not in a mosque. Here's fellow feminist Premier Kathleen Wynne, the Premier of Ontario, wearing a hijab and sitting in the far back of an Ontario mosque because that's the place of women in most mosques, at the far back, so they don't give their girl cooties to the man or something. I think it's questionable that all these so-called feminists would accept second-class status to woo votes in mosques, but at least with Kathleen Wynne, there's a logic to it. She's gone into a mosque, so she follows the mosque's rules. Back of the bus for you, you mere woman. But what's Notley's excuse? She filmed that greeting from the provincial legislature. It is a government building, separation of mosque and state. She was not in a religious place. She was not anyone's guest. Who was she submitting to, and why was she doing it? Oh, but I haven't even shown you the weird part yet. Can I show you the weird part? It's here.
I would like to thank the Muslim community of Calgary and the National Council of Canadian Muslims for sacrificing time and effort to make our community and province a better place.
Hang on, of all the Muslim groups in Canada, she singles out the National Council of Canadian Muslims. Are you kidding? The National Council of Canadian Muslims used to be called CARE-CAN. CARE stands for the Council on American Islamic Relations. CARE-CAN, as you can imagine, was set up as a Canadian branch plant of the U.S. operation. Here's an affidavit by their boss, Shima Khan, where she explains how CARE-CAN was founded, saying that the American group CARE had direct control over CARE-CAN, and then CARE-CAN changed their name to the National Council of Canadian Muslims. And now Rachel Notley has praised them, singled them out from all the Muslim groups in the whole country. So who is CARE? The group that started the National Council of Canadian Muslims. The CARE that Shima Khan says had direct control over them. Well, I'll just show you one more document. It's a court ruling in the United States as part of a terrorism financing case. It's about CARE, the group that set up and had direct control over the National Council of Canadian Muslims, at least in its early days. Let me read a passage from this court ruling delivered in 2009 by U.S. District Judge Jorge Solis. CARE was objecting to being listed as linked to terrorism, but here's what Judge Solis wrote in 2009. He said, "The government has produced ample evidence to establish the associations of CARE is innate with HLF, the Islamic Association for Palestine, and with Hamas." Lots of acronyms in there, but I bet you heard that last word right, Hamas. It's the Muslim Brotherhood terrorist group that runs the Gaza Strip. It's a terrorist group. They murder civilians. They shoot rockets into homes. They blow up people. They torture their own Muslim people in the Gaza Strip if they're not fundamentalist enough. I'm not saying the National Council of Canadian Muslims in 2017 supports Hamas financially. I have no evidence of that. But they still do share Hamas's goal of promoting Sharia law around the world. Hamas does the blowing up part now. The National Council of Canadian Muslims does the propaganda part. But what kind of judgment does it show for Rachel Notley to single out of the dozens of Muslim groups around Alberta and Canada to choose a branch plant of a U.S. lobby group that a court said was tied by ample evidence to a Hamas terrorist group? I don't know. I guess the same sort of judgment that makes a feminist put on a hijab while filming a video in the public legislature. For the Rebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.